Warm welcome to Dewesoft Measurement Conference 2026. First, please stand up and welcome the President of Slovenia, Dr. Nataša Pirc Musar.
Welcome everybody, now also in person, to the Measurement Conference 2026. Before we start, I have to ask you for a favor. Are you okay with that? So, a very dear person is celebrating a birthday today. Will you help me sing happy birthday to him? So my son, Tomi, is celebrating his 17th birthday. Jože, will you help? I haven't seen him today, he just came from the school, so thank you very much for that. And since we have the band, now let's start with a song. It's the Trbovlje workers band with the lead singer Maruša will sing the song for you.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, oh. How I feel, blossom on the tree. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun. So having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done. Yeah, that's what I mean. In this whole world, it's a new world, and a bold world. Hey.
So, it's not only Tommy who is celebrating the birthday today. Also, Dewesoft had anniversary recently, and it's 25 years of the company. So, at this moment, it is really appropriate to say thanks to the founders. So, 3 out of 4 are already retired. I could say that I'm the last man standing. Herbert and Franz are enjoying the life somewhere in the world, but Andrei Orožen is with us today. So, Andrei, thank you very much for the wonderful years we spent together. Of course, I need to thank also our great team. Without them, the technologies, the products, solutions would not exist. So, thanks to our amazing team in the HQ and, of course, in all the countries from all around the world. But the biggest thank you goes to you, to our customers. You continue to trust us with the biggest projects, the most challenging opportunities, and that's the reason why we have developed the products, all because of you. Thank you very much, and thank you all for coming. But it is our great honor to also welcome Dr. Nataša Pirc Musar, the President of Slovenia, in reality, not with the AI or a duplicate, you know. And I would like to ask Nataša to say a few words. Thank you very much.
En lep dober večer vsem skupaj. Jaz sem vedela, da bo danes žur tukaj. In po napornih pogajanjih za sestavo nove vlade, ki so bila neuspešna, je tole pravi balzam za ušesa. After tough negotiations to form a new government today, I have spent 6 hours with the presidents of parliamentary parties. I knew this is going to be more fun, so I'm happy to be here. For the foreign guests, first of all, because I'm the President of the Republic of Slovenia, I have to say some words in Slovenian, but I will continue in English, don't worry. Spoštovani dr. Jure Knez, cenjeni visoki gostje, dober večer in dobrodošli v Sloveniji. Lahko mi verjamete, da mi je v veliko čast, da ste me povabili medse in da lahko nocoj z vami zrem v prihodnost podjetja, ki stavi na podjetniški pogum, inovativnost in odgovornost do ljudi, okolja ter širše skupnosti. Ko govorimo o prihodnosti, je nujno poznati tudi preteklost, temelje, na katerih gradimo. Naj vam povem zgodbo lokalnega okolja, ki nas nocoj gosti. Zasavje, kjer danes živi približno 50 000 prebivalcev, je bilo nekoč ena najnaprednejših regij znana po rudarjenju in močnih podjetjih. A po prehodu v samostojno državo leta 1990 je regija hitro izgubljala svojo moč. Tovarne so druga za drugo propadale, brezposelnost je presegla 30%, posledice rudarjenja in težke industrije v naravi so bile očitne. Številni so se izselili. Dolina je zapadla v apatičnost, iz katere se je zdelo, da ni izhoda. A ostalo je tisto, česar niti najtežje razmere ne spremenijo. To so prave vrednote, inovativni ljudje, delavnost in pogum. To ni bilo le gospodarsko vprašanje, temveč vprašanje identitete in prihodnosti. Kako naj regija z močnim vplivom preteklosti zgradi novo razvojno zgodbo? Kako naj mladim pokaže, da ni treba zaradi ambicij drugam? Peščica zanesenjakov v regiji je ves čas verjela, da lahko Zasavje postane središče tehnološke revolucije in prostor, kjer bo prijetno živeti. 35 let pozneje je zgodba drugačna. Today we are facing the beginning of a new era. With the decline of heavy industry, nature has breathed again and transformed the appearance of these places. The companies in Zasavje have not only refurbished old factories, but their power now extends beyond their historical strength. Zasavje is today known as the Technology Valley of Slovenia. Personally, Dewesoft's story inspires me for another reason as well. Because of its unusual business philosophy. It is a company that finances itself. In 25 years, ladies and gentlemen, it has never gone to the bank for a loan. Instead, it invests almost all of its profits back into development and infrastructure, but also back into the local community. At the same time, the founders, Jure Knez and Andrej Orožen, have invited employees into ownership. Creating such a culture of connection, belonging, and shared responsibility is an achievement in itself. I'm also following with great interest the next chapter of Dewesoft's story, the City of Acrobats. The City of Acrobats is a promise to young people that a future is being built here for them. On 100,000 square meters of what is today still a degraded area above Trbovlje, a technology park is emerging for the next generation of innovators, entrepreneurs, and engineers. By design, it will be open to everyone who has the desire to create and change the world for the better. This is not just an investment in infrastructure. It is an investment in a confident future for Zasavje, but not only for Zasavje, for Slovenia. A strong foundation is built here, and I am proud that we are working together with the City of Acrobats on an important project named 5 Core Values of Slovenia. In today's world, where common sense is not always to be taken for granted, such strong local environments are key to the future. This is where I see the greatest significance of this story. It is not only about a successful technology company growing in a former mining region. It is about the fact that this same region no longer thinks primarily about what it has lost, but about what it can become. All of Europe needs stories like that. We need more places that give young people hope for the future. We need more companies that know how to connect global ambitions with local responsibilities. And, ladies and gentlemen, we need more confidence that exceptional things can happen here. And, ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege that I can say happy birthday to Dewesoft on behalf of the Republic of Slovenia. Moj privilegij je, da vam lahko zaželim vse najboljše v imenu Republike Slovenije. Naj vaša zgodba še dolgo in uspešno živi naprej. Long live Dewesoft, and I hope you will be so innovative and courageous like you are today in the future as well. And thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for the invitation to come here.
Thank you very much. In order to say a little bit what happened in the last 25 years, I asked Tilen Sotler, the CEO of Dewesoft, to come and join me on the stage.
A warm welcome also from my side. If you saw the video, I make people elevate and sometimes disappear. No, it's a joke. It's a joke. But for sure, I like what I think. I like scorecards. And let's look at Dewesoft history in a scorecard.
We have more than 20,000 users worldwide.
200. But there was only one crazy idea that started that all.
We have more than 80 products, and then with accessories and cables, it gets to this number.
Okay. We wrote more than 10 million lines of code.
And with our great team worldwide, we definitely serve more than 50 countries around the world. Thank you.
We fixed $50
Per day, we have more than 500 team members here in Slovenia and around the world.
We drank more than 1 million coffees
Per day.
per day.
But we definitely captured an infinite amount of data points with all these different applications around the world.
And I believe that we are still one family. And I believe that that is something that makes us truly unique. Let's look through a short video of our history, how all this developed.
I think we can do that much better.
Maybe, but today I need results from that one. But I'm curious what you will do in the next 20 years.
Three, 2, 1. We are ready to go.
So, then what you have to show for all these years of development?
Are you serious?
This didn't go so well. But this did.
X sounded so badass that we put it on all our products now.
Wow, kryptonite.
It has a battery and a display.
He seems very calm. But if you want to be sure, you need to monitor him.
One time STG, one time TH high voltage, one time counter, one time CAN, one time analog output, 4 times digital output.
This is our industrial 19-inch rack mountable product line, Iolite.
Damn, you're heavy. 15 mega samples heavy.
One more head couldn't hurt.
All these orders. What we will do?
No problem.
Hey Eva, did you see my new device?
Tell me more.
It can hold up to 9 SIRIUS rack slices.
Oh yeah? But mine can measure underwater.
But this one has an internal powerful computer.
But mine can do embedded calculations.
This one can measure up to 15 million samples.
At this opportunity, I would really like to thank to Jure, to Andrei to give us this chance. Also Franz and Herbert, which are somewhere on vacation enjoying the sun, which I should do too probably. And I would like to thank you, customers, friends, colleagues. You make us great. We stayed 25 years, innovative, courageous, and different, and I hope we stay like this for another
100 years. So we are always saying that we have a 100-year plan, and this doesn't mean that we have 75 years to go. We want to really make a company which would last for a long time. And the key to that are our platforms. So our platforms are developed in the way that they can be reused in all different applications. Now we are basing that on openDAQ. Before, like 5 years ago, all our instruments were closely connected with the Dewesoft X software. But then you, our customers, said, we want to use it also in other applications. We want to access them in parallel. And that's why we created an API between all our modern smart devices and Dewesoft X, which is called an openDAQ. And we could easily create our own API, but we did one step further. And I would like to ask Jaka Mohorko, CTO of the openDAQ joint venture company, to come to the stage and present what is new in openDAQ.
Thank you, Jure. So, a warm welcome to everyone attending this Dewesoft Measurement Conference, also from my side. So, openDAQ. openDAQ is an all-purpose translator for the data acquisition industry. It is bundled as an open-source programming library that provides access to the devices and protocols in its ecosystem. It does this through one single API that is available in the programming languages C, C#, C++, Delphi, and Python. But openDAQ is not only an API. openDAQ also speeds up and simplifies the development of data acquisition devices by taking care of all of the network communication of these devices, but this is for both configuration and data streaming. This briefly answers the question of what openDAQ is. But what about who is openDAQ? openDAQ was founded in 2022 by Dewesoft and HBK, who together laid the first foundation of the ecosystem with OPC-UA as the first supported protocol. By 2024, the community grew. It grew to include companies such as Crysound and Michigan Scientific, and back then also the first openDAQ-powered devices were released. Today, the ecosystem is growing at an ever-increasing pace. Since the last measuring conference here 2 years ago, we have welcomed new members such as Humanetics, Keysight, and Intempora, and many new openDAQ-powered software integrations and device integrations have reached the market. But it's not only the community that is growing. In May, there is a new openDAQ release coming with many new major features on the horizon. First and foremost, openDAQ will now be available for usage in LabVIEW, bringing access to devices in one of the most commonly used engineering platforms. With the adoption of the MQTT protocol, openDAQ is now also entering the world of IoT. All of this and much more is available in our open source GitHub repositories, and all of this seen here is available free of charge. Here we can also see a screenshot of a preview of the Dewesoft Obsidian data being shown in LabVIEW. But what will openDAQ look like in the future? I would say there will be more integrations, broader protocol support, and a larger ecosystem built by its community. openDAQ is only as great as the people and the companies behind it. So I'm excited to see how Dewesoft's new technology will help shape the next chapter of openDAQ. Thank you.
So let's see what we did to support openDAQ inside Dewesoft. So as I said already, all new Dewesoft devices, the X, the XHS series, is natively supporting openDAQ. So it can be interfaced in Dewesoft X and in a variety of other applications. As of today, also Obsidian receives a major firmware upgrade, that it is also fully openDAQ compliant. So also the Obsidian and the Kryptons which are connected to Obsidian can be interfaced through openDAQ. We support many different interfaces, not only OPC-UA, Modbus, XCP, IDDS, and others. So these devices can really speak multiple languages. But what about old, traditional, classical devices like Krypton, like Iolite, like SIRIUS? For those devices, which can work only in Dewesoft X, we have created inside Dewesoft X the openDAQ server. So now all devices are supported fully in the openDAQ. openDAQ has also a major advantage. It is text-based. So with the most recent artificial intelligence, it is a great chance that we implement the AI inside the openDAQ. So we have created DAQs. DAQs is like an assistant who helps you in performing your tasks. Usually, as I was using AI, it is like unskilled assistant, right? You have to know what you're doing, that you get best results, and do that fast. But the DAQs is a little bit different. We gave all the knowledge we have in terms of documentation, in terms of the API, in terms of the knowledge. So in this case, we have asked DAQs, let's make a sound level meter out of the modern device. So you just enter the prompt, the openDAQ documentation is searched, and then it gives the results. It creates the plan how to perform the measurements based on the real knowledge, and it executes, and it already shows the results. So you can ask DAQs also to create a source code for you in whatever language, and also the visualization. And I think that could bring a totally new view, a totally new life to our systems. So, in order to show how that is used in reality, I would like to ask Fran from Spain to present the application.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, President Dr. Nataša. It's a pleasure to be here. I want to explain briefly one special project that we are doing in railway sector with CAF, a Spanish railway manufacturer, and Metro Madrid, an operator of underground rail. I want to take this opportunity because there is a lot of people of different countries, to say something about Spain. We love the proverbs. And I want to say one proverb here this night, that it is perder el tren, to lose the train. Lose the train its meaning is missing the opportunity that it is going to come back. And it's very interesting that in Slovenian you also have the same proverb. That is, how is it? Okay, thank you. It's quite difficult for me. I know one other word, but it's bad words. I'm not going to say here. Okay, let's go to the point. What I want to say with this proverb is that Dewesoft is not losing any train. He's taking everything. Okay, here what we have is a system that is going to be embedded in a rail. What I say embed is because the full system is part of the train, like any other component. And when one system is embedded, something special we need to make with this system's component or whatever is inside the train. The first one, we need to comply the EN 50155. That's why we create the new Iolite WX. This is a rugged version of Iolite X. We cannot put RG45, we need to pass tests of shock, EMC, rugged test in general. So you maybe could ask, why you don't use Krypton? You don't have RG45, you have a LEMO connector, it is rugged, you just need pass the test. So here is the important thing. It's not the cool orange checks that we put in the system. It's another point, one that we need to complain. It is completely forbidden to use Windows PC here in railway sector. So, how it's possible that this system works? The first point, we record in a Linux PC, thanks of openDAQ. The second point, we make the setup and the maintenance with Dewesoft M. And the third point, we are communicating with the train with a new Dewesoft plugin, TRDP protocol. That is Train Real-Time Data Protocol. And that's all. This is how it's working. I want to say goodbye, everybody here, with another proverb that we say in Spain, this is quite special, is the train doesn't pass 2 times the same station. That the meaning is enjoy the time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Fran. So the openDAQ really changes our world. But next, I would like to invite Tomaž Kos, our CTO, Head of Research and Development, to join me on the stage to show how that reflects in our hardware products.
Jure, thank you for a great introduction. When I started, I would say 25 years ago, I have never imagined that I will stay here on that stage and present the kit technology. At the beginning, we were building the classical instruments, for example, DV43, Arlight, SIRIUS, but today we are building the platforms. And ladies and gentlemen, today I would like to introduce the totally new XR system. XR system is a modular platform based on our 25 years of our experience, designed for high performance, scalability, and also for the future integration. It is available in 3 different form factors, 3, 5, and 9 slot versions. The core of the whole system is the backplane together with the gateway. It has 3 different interfaces. 2 times 10 gigabit LAN, EtherCAT for the real-time control, and PCI Express for the internal usage. It supports also different kinds of synchronizations from the PTP, ARIC, GPS, and also EtherCAT. On the front-end side, we combine basically 2 different worlds. Ultra high speed with the XHS with the 15 megasamples per second, and then on the other side for the high channel counts, X SIRIUS with the 500 kilosamples per second. This kind of system can run without any computer, or it can run with the external computer, or on the other side it can run also with the internal computer, with the S-Box, with the Intel architecture, which allows to acquire the data, process the data, analyze data, and also and then also store data on the hard drive. And this kind of system is very suitable for the, I would say, for the jet engine testing. And for this reason, I would like to invite on the stage Mr. Mike Davis, the sales director from the US.
Thanks, Tomaž. All right. Jet engine testing. So we're talking about airworthiness certification, and this is done really in 3 phases, which we commonly call test beds. Test beds, the first phase is static tests. These are used to conduct ground tests of the jet engine's constituent modules in various controlled environments. This is commonly strain, acoustic, pressure, others. Second stage would be stationary operating tests. This is done outdoor in a test cell or a full power plant test. This is the entire engine with cowlings and everything all uploaded. Finally, we have flight tests. This is 200 plus hours of testing to obtain an FAA certification for the jet engine. Over 3,000 new military and commercial jet engines are tested every year. Military testing is performance-driven as commercial and heavy leans towards efficiency and weight for civilian travel. I want to thank you all. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mike. And let's continue with the exeges line. At the beginning, when we started with the exeges line, we defined 5 different amplifiers. We started with the high voltage and low voltage amplifiers, 15 megasamples per second, high dynamic, high bandwidth. Both amplifiers are available in the standalone and also in the rack versions. After that, we continue with the ACC model and also with the universal model. And today, we also releasing the charge module with the AC and DC option. On the back side of the rack or on the standalone system, we can put also the counters with the variable trigger option. But I would say the most interesting products from our side, from the development side, are 2 universal amplifiers. The first one is channel to ground isolated amplifier, which can run up to 200 kilosamples per second. It is available in different form factors: classical iLight version, iLight X, SIRIUS X with a double of channels, and also in the rack versions. But you know that sometimes the channel to ground isolation is not enough. For that reason, we also developed the channel-to-channel isolated with a sampling rate up to 500 kilosamples per second. And also this is available in different form factors. Also here, classic iLight version, X version, rack version. And in addition to that, we developed also the high isolation with the orange fronts and also with the special connectors. At the end, I just like to say, I don't know if you remember, but 10 years ago we said the Dewesoft X is some kind of Swiss knife. And today we can say the same thing for this model. Because with this model we can measure all kinds of physical quantities. Because with this model, on this model, we can put all kinds of sensors. And if you have this kind of model, you don't need to think about the ground loops. Thank you.
Thank you, Tomaž. So you will learn more about the exciting products which are also released in the following days. But now let's do another song. And we usually just presented you the songs in English. This year we decided that it will do it different. We will present you a song about our highest mountain, Triglav, in Slovene language. You know, it goes something like this. Oj, Triglav, my... It doesn't work, sorry. I'll just tell you. It says that the Triglav is very beautiful mountain. It is like a home to us. It lures us from the common plains, and it gives you, with the high peaks and the snow on the top, a piece of soul. So, the Trbovlje worker band and the Loški Glas miners choir, which is celebrating next year 100 years of existence.
Oj, Triglav, moj dom, kako si krasan, kako me izvabljaš iz nizkih ravan, kjer potok izvira v skalovju hladan. Oj, Triglav, moj dom, kako si krasan, kjer potok izvira v skalovju hladan. Oj, Triglav, moj dom, kako si krasan. Oj, Triglav, moj dom, oj, Triglav, moj dom, oj, Triglav, moj dom, kako si krasan, kako si krasan.
We made it!
This new Dewesoft smart devices based on openDAQ is truly amazing. Online recording, data processing, and in the future also real-time applications.
Oj, Triglav, Slovenijo, mi je tvoj čar, zato pa te ljubim in bom te vsekdar. In zadnja ura odbila mi gor, pod tvojim obzorjem naj spava telo, kjer ptički radostno naznanjajo dan. Oj, Triglav, moj dom, kako si krasan. Oj, Triglav, moj dom, oj, Triglav, moj dom, oj, Triglav, moj dom, moj dom, kako si krasan, kako si krasan.
So, you might be wondering, what the hell did we do up there? Once, those of you who remembered a story from more than 10 years ago, we needed a picture for our lobby, right? And then we said, let's make a picture of our instruments and the team with a nice background. And by the way, that was not created by AI, also the video not. And then 10 years ago, we took our biggest instrument, the R8, to Triglav to record this data file. And now, this year, to celebrate the birth of our embedded smart devices, we took this instrument to Triglav. Well, you know, don't worry, in reality, it's way smaller than this. And then we connected the camera and the microphone, and the device was storing the data on itself. And if you say that, if you think that the climb to the mountain was a hard part, yeah, it was not that easy because of the soft snow, but it was much, much easier than all the work of our developers, of our engineers, of our testing team, technology, production, to build these smart devices. It took us years, but now they are there. So, embedded systems from Dewesoft. what is so special about this system? So in the past, we used our classical instruments without much brains, and their brains were the Dewesoft X. And in 25 years, we added so many functionality to those devices that, you know, it could serve all kinds of applications in all kinds of segments. But now, the new smart devices, they can still operate inside Dewesoft X, but we put those brains inside the devices as well. So we are adding function blocks. We can do the processing, we can store the data, and the reduced data or the full-speed data can be sent via various interfaces to SCADA, to AI, to cloud, or whatever client you might imagine, PLCs, and so on. So this is really a start of a platform. And like we have developed for 25 years, Dewesoft software, we will still develop those devices, I would say, until I retire, at least. And then when you buy the new smart devices, you will unlock the features as we develop them in the future. And the same is available also now, because it's supported by openDAQ, in the Obsidian. So, I would like to ask a really good Slovenian name, Jean-Sébastien Moulet, to join us on the stage and present Wormsensing.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I wanted to start saying that I'm really honored to be on stage tonight, and I really want to thank Jure for that opportunity and for this great event organized by Dewesoft. I'd like to start with a simple observation. Over the last 70 years, we have been measuring vibration the same way, using motion. And accelerometers have taken the most of it and have us brought very far in understanding mechanical behavior. But accelerometer also sets the limits of what you can measure and what is possible to observe. And fundamentally, this is true because accelerometers measure motion, so they measure the consequences of mechanical phenomena, not the origin. They measure the consequences of energy propagation, not the origin. So how we go back to the origin? What can we measure, and can we do it? So the first question has been answered for many, many years. We need to measure strain, and more specifically, we need to measure dynamic strain. And can we measure it? So here on this slide, you have a concept patented of a sensor from General Electric from 1951 that is still a concept until very recently. And the first reason I'm here tonight is to present to you Dragonfly, the first piezoelectric strain sensors that measure dynamic strains with a very high accuracy. It's the combination of years of research from a French institute, and it combines three main features. The first one is integrability, so you measure direct strain directly on your structures. The second one is the sensitivity, 1,000 times more sensitive, so going to atomic displacements. And last but not least, the frequency bandwidth, going from quasi-static to more than 100 kilowatts of bandwidth to be sure that we are losing nothing. It has tremendous impact on measurements and also on the understanding. And if you try it, I'm pretty sure you will adopt it. But I'm not here just to talk about that, and I want to thank Jure because he already stole a bit of the last part of my speech, but to tell you that power without control is nothing, and Dragonfly has found his match with the Iolytics platforms, making it the most advanced measurement chains to monitor machines and machine behaviors for the industry, but also for other applications. And I'm talking here about predictive maintenance, I'm talking about quality control, process control, health monitoring. And the Iolytics is actually combining unique features, three of them. The first one is the high quality of the sampling that it gets, so low noise, 24-bit 500 kilowatt sample per second. The second one is all the blocks that have been embedded inside the IO-Lytics, making this computation power inside it very effective to measure lots of data, of raw data. And the last one is the openDAQ with the OP-SIRIUS protocol that allows to connect to any industrial assets. And this is already a reality, and people that are using it in the manufacturing industry have gained a lot of control and mastery over the machine and a level of freedom never brought before. So the impact is also tremendous. We are talking about operational excellence here, so reducing losses, scraps, reducing machine downtime, I'm sorry. And yes, and payback can be continuous. So it's a real reality. And the next era is here, the era where you have the control over your machine. Thank you very much.
Thanks. You know, and it's important to emphasize that it's not a closed system. You have vibration monitors, you have power meters, but usually they're just fixed. Now, with the new smart devices from Dewesoft, you can program the function blocks, like in Dewesoft X. You put them together, you combine them, you download them to the system, and it's operational 24/7. In the 25 years of Dewesoft, if Dewesoft would be like a spaceship, we have this future thematic today, Dewesoft has grown to quite a significant size. And I would say our spaceship is performing quite well. So if this would be a fairy tale, you would say they lived happily ever after, right? But it's not. Life is not a fairy tale, and we are always thinking how to improve. And actually, when we were thinking how to go a step further, we have seen that we have already a model which works quite well. 10 years ago, Dino, the young engineer, came to Dewesoft as a student. He made this R2DB, it has a display, and he said, Dewesoft is quite a nice company, but Jure, I will never work here. I want to have my own company. So he jumped off the spaceship, he went into his own spacecraft, a small one, and he was wandering for 2-3 years, right, in the universe, finding its destiny, and he found that in the structural health monitoring. And this is how Dewesoft Monitoring Company was created. And we have seen we don't need to have a huge spaceship. A huge spaceship can only address the biggest projects, and we do. But we need a fleet. We need a fleet of ships which are flexible, which are using the platforms and elevate them to fill all your customer requests. So I'm very happy to introduce Dino Florjančič from the monitoring team.
Back in 2018, we introduced the first truly industrialized MEMS sensor network. You know, the one that you could run kilometer-long chains with, just with one single cable. This solution is today monitoring world's key infrastructure, from wind turbines in the North Sea to railway and highway network of Italy, most recently also world's largest telescopes. And there are actually more than 10,000 of those devices deployed worldwide right now. But there are many more structures that require monitoring. There are so many bridges and other buildings. And how can we actually go to 100,000 sensors that are definitely needed? For this, the cost of installing those sensors needs to come down dramatically. And it has to become so simple that it's a no-brainer for every bridge owner to invest in it. And it's only possible by removing this cost by mounting the sensors with drones. And to do that, of course, we need to get rid of the cables. And this is only possible with another leap in technology. We have been reluctant to introduce a wireless sensor network for quite some time until we were really sure that it could replace the wired solution one-to-one. And the requirements for that are quite difficult to achieve. You need a fast enough sample rate for operating model analysis. You need at least 300 meters of range. And you need 10 microsecond synchronization around the network. All of that, events that are recorded by the software and automatically generated reports for according to vibration standards. And there's an AI assistant that helps you connect to the database and analyze the data. And over the next 3 days, we're going to spend more time talking about those new solutions in detail, and I'm really looking forward to that and to speaking to all of you. Now I would like to introduce our dear customer, Dr. Babak Sedgi from European Southern Observatory, to introduce a very nice application.
Thank you very much, Dino. Good evening. You might wonder why at a measurement conference I'm asking a philosophical question about universe. So where I work is European Southern Observatory. And there the astronomers, they use high precision telescopes and look at the universe to find new planets, the Earth-like planets. They look far away, actually they go back in time just to understand better the galaxies. At the center of the galaxy, the black holes, the birth and the death of the stars. Our universe is expanding. Answering all of these questions requires precise telescope. And we are now building the largest optical telescope in the world in the deserts of Chile. And this is the largest eye on the sky. This telescope, gigantic 5,000 tons of structure, actually is not static. It hosts several very sensitive instruments and mirrors. So for example, the first mirror, 40 meter, composed of 800 small segments. The secondary would be one of the largest convex mirrors. Then you have a very thin mirror with 5,000 actuators with 1 kilohertz running to correct for all the effects of the atmosphere. So, in addition to atmosphere, this telescope should be stable. So when you take a picture and you are shaky, the image would be blurred. So to correct that, we have to understand and manage vibration, and we need a sensing system. And this system for monitoring and measuring the vibration, now it is installed. So we can also think about the best telescope in the world, which is monitoring the universe. We also need the best monitoring system to understand that structure. And this system is actually installed recently, partly, and we are getting really amazing results out of it. There is a presentation tomorrow. If you are interested, I invite you to attend that presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So let's go further. Vehicle analysis is very important for us. So I would like to invite Matjaž, the automotive application engineer, to present what's new there.
Thank you, Jure. Good evening, everybody. Very warm welcome from my side as well. Vehicle testing team. Our job is to provide solutions for testing and validating any kind of vehicles. We are talking regular cars, trains, tractors, and even airplanes. If it's moving, you can count us in. But the requirements are very similar. We need to test the performance, measure the performance of the vehicle, determine the lifetime, and estimate or and test all the systems if are working correctly. Providing a complete solution for storing the data and processing the data, very different data, synchronously, is a very big challenge for us and the ultimate goal. Here we are talking synchronizing the analog streams from sensors with digital communication buses, with navigational data, with all other calculations, video streams, and in the end, of course, we need to visualize that data. If we just look briefly in one of those areas, the vehicle communication buses are mostly done with CAN, CAN-FD, Flexley, LIN, and we have support for all of those. But now, to be ready for the future, we are actively working on Automotive Ethernet, ASIM CMP, and even on train real-time data protocol. Right, friend? If we try to pack this into application, I would choose autonomous durability testing. This is an application where we can showcase how we can combine the embedded world, the logging, together with processing power of Dewesoft X. So, the Obsidian R8W is a logger which has embedded CAN-FD decoder. It has really precise GNSS. It has a lot of analog inputs, of course, a lot of sensors. And when it's a crucial system which we need to perform autonomous durability testing. And there, the car goes on the proving ground in different areas, and the driver is not interacting with the system. The driver is just driving the car, and when the vehicle returns to the garage after the session, all the data is grabbed by the SFTP function block, which loads the data on the server. When the data is available on the server, engineers starts to do the last processing in Dewesoft X, where all the raw buses are decoded, and Polygon, with its geofencing, organizes the data, names the files, and in the end, engineering departments have really nicely spread the data out. I'm sorry. And I would like to invite Jake to show you an insight of a really cool application of a vehicle, special vehicle. Thank you.
Good job. Thank you, Nataša. So I get the privilege to talk about Dewesoft's road with NASA towards the Artemis program. But we're going to do a little history lesson of where Dewesoft and NASA started together. So we actually started together with the Space Shuttle program back in 2003, working with them on portable data acquisition systems to be able to take out to the launch pad and test subsystems. In 2005, we got into this crazy thing called telemetry, basically fancy Wi-Fi coming off of rockets, to be able to process that data inside Dewesoft to be able to bring it to the digital world away from paper. In 2006, the engine guys in the firing rooms wanted to see data at the same time, so the net option was done to be able to see data across many computers at the same time. And then in 2012, the Space Shuttle program was ended. From low Earth orbit, the view for NASA was to go to deep space, so that came Orion. Orion is a spacecraft, and then they decided in 2013 on the SLS rocket, that's to get it up into space. And then in 2014, they did the first test launch of Orion unmanned. It was called EFT-1, Experimental Type Thrust 1. And Dewesoft processed close to 9,000 telemetry parameters once the vehicle came back. A lot of radiation sensors to make sure it's safe for the astronauts. In 2016, we started conversations about doing a rugged SIRIUS R8 designed to survive out on the launch platform. And we delivered a prototype for them to try to break it. They did not. In 2018, to be able to survive launch of the SLS rocket. So this brings us up to Artemis. Artemis in 2019 is when we actually started delivering the first of 20 productions of the SIRIUS 64-channel systems. It took 5 years to get that across. And then in 2014, we had the first launch of the Artemis rocket, unmanned rocket, Dewesoft, we had out on the launch pad close to 1,300 analog measurements with then over 400,000 Ethernet parameters we're measuring across from the vehicle and the launch processes. Just earlier this month, we had the Artemis II vehicle launch, crew of 4 astronauts up into space. We measured over 1,600 analog measurements, pretty much the entire product line of stuff out there, and over 800,000 Ethernet parameters. A lot of data. Thank you.
3, 2, 1. Boost your ignition. And lift off.
Love you, man.
Roger, roll pitch.
So we are extremely proud to work on such a great application. And it's true what they say. It takes many, many years to have a success overnight, right? So with the hard work and the close cooperation with the engineers in NASA, we made all this happen. The next is noise and vibration, one of our greatest areas. And I would like to ask Vid Selic, the head of Application Center, to tell us more about that.
Thank you, Jure, and good evening. First, a safety disclaimer. Do not try and attempt to replicate that video at home, because it's not gonna end well. Now, NVH, or noise, vibration, and harshness, arises from the dynamic behavior of mechanical systems in operation. Every machine, structure, or assembly generates these effects, and they present challenges in ensuring a stable, reliable, and safe operation. In the NVH team, we deal with a broad spectrum of such challenges, from rotating machinery to structural analysis and acoustics. Let's start first with a very important area, everyday living. We have advanced our white goods and appliance testing capabilities to allow our users optimization of their machine designs, reducing the overall immediate sound power. At the same time, we support psychoacoustics evaluation, which helps improve sound quality and sound signature, not just reduce sound levels. These developments allowed Hisense Europe to build and equip an entirely new NVH test center intended for the new generation of low noise appliances. Because even in a highly technical field, ultimately the goal remains simple. No one should be woken up at night by their washing or drying machine. But noise is not limited just to the home environment. With ongoing urban development and construction, we've supported our customers in evaluation and optimization of heavy machinery in order to reduce their environmental noise footprint. Such machines, of course, can never be completely quiet, but they can and should operate within optimized noise limits. Shifting now from airborne phenomena to the dynamics of large and complex structures, the measurement challenges become even more demanding. In the recent years, we have upgraded our structural analysis capabilities to cover applications on automotive bodies, aircrafts, eVTOLs, rockets, and even large heavy satellites. Which brings us now to the structural analysis highlight. Thousands of measured FRFs are now calculated in a matter of seconds. Results are shown over the object's geometry, allowing for a rapid and intuitive assessment of the structure's behavior. And finally, space. In the rapid growth of the space industry, we've supported Relativity Space in validating the largest 3D printed rocket in existence. And our structural analysis solutions have also been chosen by Sierra Nevada Corporation, the company involved to date in 500 different space missions, including 14 missions to Mars. Let's now come back a bit closer to Earth. Here, Comac, China's flagship commercial aircraft maker, is using Dewesoft to test their entirely new generation of jet engines. What we have shown here today is just a small piece, the tip of the iceberg, if you will. There are many more other applications worldwide, and most importantly, many satisfied users. Because at the end, user satisfaction is not optional. It's the most important thing, and exactly where our focus remains also going forward. Thank you.
Thanks, Sweet. You said it all. The next is power. So I would like to call on stage Christoph, the business developer for power applications.
Thank you, Jure. Good evening from my side as well. Welcome to the Measurement Conference. So electric power is needed to basically shift bits and bytes in artificial intelligence in data centers. It's controlling motors to wheels, basically to rotors as well. And so electric power seems to be everywhere, even in vessels or aircrafts. But electric power has also some challenges to do. There's power electronics everywhere, means high switching frequency, and voltage is also a dangerous thing. So welcome with me the new Highline from Dewesoft. So we're not measuring not only voltage and amps, we're also measuring multiphysics. And multiphysics means strain measurement, temperature measurement, acceleration measurement. And this is now been possible with the uni and also with the thermocouple inputs. So now we are on the safe side. And safe means basically from sensor upwards safe. Now, looking at energy storage systems to test, it's basically some of these multi-physics challenges, but it's also an electrochemical puzzle in energy storage systems. Now, what can we do with electrochemical? We are all electrical and mechanical engineers, but this is a mix. And this means now you can, with this electrochemical impedance spectroscopy, now implemented in Dewesoft X, you have this way of looking into the kinematics of an energy storage system, and you can basically look into also state of health of an energy storage system. Now, next big thing is we're embedded. So also electrical power calculation, DC and AC, will go embedded. And this means our device is becoming smarter. And if the device is becoming smarter, it opens up a lot of opportunities for us. This means we can basically circle here the infinity loop, means we can follow our customers from R&D engineering, testing, into end-of-line production testing, but also into monitoring. Yeah? Also possible with embedded power computing. And this also allows, for example, the combination of electrical power calculation with openDAQ, the openness to basically integrate into any software, allows us to integrate, for example, into ETAS Inca, a powerful software in the automotive market mainly. And they are having a possibility within the ETAS toolchain to look at AI-powered battery management systems, for example. So improving the functionality part of it, so where we're not so present. So it complements their offering. But not to forget aircraft electrical power, which is basically a key application arena for Dewesoft. In aircraft electric power, you have to comply to a lot of standards to get a type certification at the end from FAA or EASA. And this means Dewesoft X now hosts, for example, something like this reference curves in the time and frequency domain directly into Dewesoft, and you basically get a report-ready visualization, which really increases testing speed. And this is basically a new functionality which also released. With this, I'm going to end up my presentation and have the honor to give over to Richard Wilkes, and he's coming from far, from California, and he's from Honda.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm very honored to be here amongst such intelligent people. This is a mock-up of the current aircraft that is in development out in California for our hybrid electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicle. So at the core of eVTOL is power density. So this is a graph or a depiction of power density and flight profiles. And as you can see, there's lots of power required for takeoff and landing, and not as much needed during cruise and climb. So at Honda, with the many startup electric VTOL or the eVTOL community, there's a lot that rely just on batteries. Honda's philosophy is a little different, and we decided to go with a hybrid solution, which gives us an increased range. So this is a couple pictures of some of the aircraft that we have that are in development. We have over 400 flights with some of our subscale models that are just system test beds. And recently we had the first flight on our full-scale test article. These are just some pictures of some of the test flights that have occurred recently. So what is the hybrid system in an electric vehicle or eVTOL? The hybrid structure is that you have a gas generator, you have batteries, and then you have to have power flow and manage all that to your electric motors to control the vehicle. So at Honda, one of our core technologies is many of you know Honda develops electric cars and hybrid electric cars. So one of their core technologies is the hybrid electric powertrain. This is some of the testing that is done in systems integration labs for the high voltage batteries and power turbine generators. So again, what do we need to measure? How do we need to certify these and what do we need to measure? Well, we have batteries, we have power distribution systems, we have gas generators, we have electric motors, and all these things need to be characterized, and you have to monitor power flow, you have to look at transition states between battery and gas generator and vice versa. All these things need to be measured safely and characterized and then analyzed so that we can optimize and certify these systems. And so with the Dewesoft high voltage modules, they provide lots of safety for isolation, and the power analyzer tool helps us to look at power factor, efficiency, not only measuring just the DC but also the AC portions of our system to help validate our assumptions and optimize our system capabilities. So another thing that's very important in the eVTOL space is battery management, because batteries are at the heart of the power system. So battery management is very important. As a lot of you know, many of you know that CAN protocol is very common in electric vehicles, and having the ability to monitor your CAN buses during testing will help you with your test efficiency, and also during charging operations it's very important to be monitoring the state of health, the temperatures of the batteries, so you can avoid thermal runaway and monitor for those types of issues. This is just to give you some perspective. The diameter of this is 11.3 centimeters. So on electric vehicles, size, weight, and power is at a premium. So sometimes we have to put embedded systems inside our props and do wireless communications to capture some of the loads data that is in the props. So is there a lot of moving parts? No pun intended. The prop data has to be correlated and managed with the battery management system data and all your high voltage test data, and it has to be done in a cohesive system so that you can look at how power is flowing, how that relates to your thrust and loads data, and it all has to be done in concert together. The Dewesoft platform provides a nice way to do all of these things together. So in addition to just some of the other testing in the systems integration lab, we have flight simulators to help pilots to fly different power profiles that we have to optimize and we have to test. So all this development, all this data acquisition leads to potential certification efforts that are ongoing, and with that, hopefully we will be seeing these new type of aircraft in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, we are very much focused on bringing these micro-enterprises, verticals, our fleet to reality. That's why we joined 2 years ago forces with Vesky, who are really expert in machine condition monitoring, to form a Dewesoft machine condition monitoring group. And I like to ask the CEO, Ozren, to present that.
Hello everybody, I'm Ozren, CEO of Vesky, which is part of Dewesoft, the micro enterprise, and we are doing machine condition monitoring on rotating machines. So 2 years ago I was sitting over there in the audience, listening to all the inspiring stories, as you are today, and I was completely amazed by the impact of Dewesoft on the world of engineering. So today, here I am, standing in front of you, sharing our story. A story on how we shape the world of machine condition monitoring. So what do we do exactly? In short, we help industries understand what is really happening inside their machines. For that, we developed a platform we call CODIS, which includes the sensors, the instrumentation, and the software. With the multiphysics, we can monitor all the key parameters on the machine: vibrations, air gap, flux, electrical quantities, and any other for that fact. Every successful monitoring story starts with the data source, with sensors. We do not manufacture all the sensors, obviously, because we just have too many we're using. So we buy some of them from our partners, like Wormsensing, but some which are very specific in their use, such as the air gap sensor or a rotor temperature sensor or a magnetic flux sensor, we wanted to make sure we have our own brand, so we developed them in-house. Today, we are one of the few world manufacturers of these sensors, and we deploy thousands of them across some of the largest rotating machines in the world, rating more than 500 megawatts each. So what makes these sensors so special is that they work in very harsh environments. So we place them inside the air gap of the rotating machine, which is an inch of space through which all the energy is transferred, right? And inside, there are very harsh environment conditions. 1 Tesla magnetic field and temperatures rising above 130, 150 degrees sometimes on the windings. The sensors need processing, and for that, we have the data acquisition devices, which you heard today a lot of times. In the last couple of years, we've been working on integrating our CODIS platform, which is a diagnostic tool, into real-time embedded environment. And this resulted with one of the most powerful instruments now on the market for machine condition monitoring. It's the Obsidian RT, powered by openDAQ. It's more than just a regular vibration monitoring instrument, because we can, with multiphysics, we can acquire any type of data. But with openDAQ, we achieved something very important. So we can segregate the machine safety environment from the diagnostics. So we can have the embedded instrument, which is the Obsidian RT, running completely autonomously, performing its tasks, communicating with different instrumentation inside the power plant using digital input, digital output, Modbus, Profibus, OPC-UA. You heard a lot today, right? At the same time, we are streaming all the data into a more flexible environment, which is then running on a different instrument, and we can do all kinds of different calculations in mathematics. So this gives us an opportunity to really have an instrument which is cyber secure, which is embedded, and which also has a wrapped diagnostics around it. We don't just provide or record the data, we actually turn the data into useful information. For that, we have our own platform called CODIS and ANT, which is the Asset Analytics Toolkit, which you see on the screen. And these tools are built to help engineers do their job, which is machine maintenance. These guys, they don't care about plots that much. They want solutions. So to wrap up and maybe say what differentiates Dewesoft from the others is that we design our products to be solutions rather than just display the data. So everything we build, and I mean really everything we build, is built by engineers for engineers. With that said, I wish you a good conference and thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ozren. Academic was always very important for us. We work even with the primary school here locally, and then with the secondary school over the Slovenia. We work with lots of universities around the world, but we want to go a step further. And now when we are creating microenterprise, the academic microenterprise was, of course, the obvious choice. We want to build products, we want to build technologies, and we want to support universities and the schools even more. That's why I really like to introduce you to Tomaž, who is the head of the academic microenterprise.
Good evening, everyone. Over the last 25 years, Dewesoft has managed to achieve something truly special. It did not only build great products, it did not only build great solutions, it built a community of engineers who are actually able to understand the physical world. Today, we are taking a structured step and we are establishing the academic microenterprise. The idea is simple. Instead of treating academia as a side activity, we want to connect a focused global program. The place where we connect students, educators, and researchers with their industry peers around the topics of real measurement, real data, and real engineering problems. Someone smart once said, it all starts with academia. And this is what we want to do through few key initiatives. The first one, the legendary summer camp, is the place where we invite the engineering students and we get their hands dirty with the real engineering challenges. The second one, the Student Ambassador Program. This is where we hire the top engineering students and they become faces of Dewesoft at their campuses. And the last one, the University Partnership Program. This is where we create the network of educators who integrate Dewesoft into their curricula. The goal is not just the brand awareness. The goal is to create an engineer who is proficient and confident in using the real signals, not just the simulations. Because at the end of the day, what matters is not how many systems we sell, but how many engineers out there are capable and curious and connected to what we do. Thank you very much. And with this, I would like to move us to the next panel, which is the Engineering Excellence Award. And I would like to invite my dear friend Dave Wilson to the stage.
The future of innovation begins right here.
Hello, everyone. It's really an honor to introduce to you the inaugural Dewesoft Engineering Excellence Award. This award celebrates excellence in science and engineering from around the globe. And this year, we just had many, many applications that came in. We had the wonderfully difficult task to filter this down to just a few applications. So incredibly, if you take a look at the ones that came in, all of these systems were really something that we put out there that came back to us in the form of applications and really solved amazing problems. We filtered them down to just 12 winners, and if you take a look at this, we took a look at the finalists, and if you made it this far, you're truly among the world's best, and please, a round of applause for these finalists. Truly just an amazing result in those. So that brings us to the awards. And as Tomaž said, this all really begins with our students. Our students are doing amazing work, and we honor them and we welcome into science and engineering. And in fact, this year, the winner of the Academic Excellence Award was from the University of Pisa. And join me in welcoming to the stage Francesco, Salvatore, Matteo, and Leonardo. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. Wonderful work. Guys, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. And this brings us now to the industry awards. I can tell you, these were incredible. We had so many, and as I mentioned, these were now among the best of the best. So here we go. We take a look at these awards for our industry event. And our third place, this comes from something that you've already heard about. In this place, this title was Structural Vibration Monitoring of an Extremely Large Telescope using Low-Noise MEMS Sensors. You heard this incredible story. Join me in congratulating with a round of applause Dr. Babak Sadgi and Dr. Ulrich Lampotter from the European Southern Observatory in Germany. Congratulations. Truly an awesome application. We're honored by this. Thank you. So this brings us to our second place winner. And the second place winner was something just truly astounding. This was about buildings and measuring the values of buildings. And their paper was titled Vibration Monitoring Eliminates the Need for a Tuned Mass Damper in Vienna's DC Tower 2 building. So they actually removed the need for putting a mass damper in there. Truly incredible work. Join me with a round of applause for Dr. Luz Elizabeth Vasquez Munoz from Revotech in Austria. Incredible work. And you see how amazing these are. To win the Engineering Excellence Award is truly an achievement. So we take a look now to our first place winner. So it turns out that in these hybrid electric powertrains, there are somebody recognized this already. There are high dynamic forces inside these powertrains. Imagine you're delivering power, you're receiving power. You're delivering it, instantly receiving it, back and forth. These systems are very high dynamic environments, and that change can cause problems and actually degradation and failure in these systems. Only imagine what it's like in Formula One. Formula One has these issues at a whole nother level. And inside Ferrari's powertrain, they determined if they could measure the temperature anomalies of a key bearing, that they would be able to early predict possible failures in the system. Just amazing inside there. But the problem is that the bearing is spinning. So how do you actually get to it and measure the bearing? Well, the answer is you develop a new sensor. And they did exactly this. They used an RFID sensor that they placed on the face of the bearing. They actually put it on there. And it sort of looks like your credit card when you tap it. There's no battery in your credit card. Well, this is wireless and it's battery-free. They have an antenna they set next to it. They inject RF energy into the sensor. It wakes up, takes a measurement at 0.5 degrees resolution from -30 to 120 degrees C. It's incredible. But here's the cool part. Then it uses something called backscattering. Go look it up. It's really cool. And they send the data back through that same antenna to an RFID reader. And then guess what? It goes into openDAQ. It gets registered as a normal measurement channel that can be combined with the electrical measurements and the mechanical measurements of a sealed, highly dynamic, high-intensity system. Now they can characterize it. And what they found out, then they put that into Dewesoft X and they can visualize it and analyze the whole thing. Their conclusion was that the thermal anomalies that they could see would actually be predictive of system failure, and then they could go and do something about that, fixing it. It turns out it's going to help Ferrari's dynamic systems in their hybrid power units, as well as hopefully the cars that you and I drive every day. You have to admit, this is an incredible application. Now, it's a special award, and here we have a person, very special person to help us deliver this. I'd like to invite to the stage Dr. Nataša Pirc Musar to help us present the award. If you could come up. Thank you. Keep clapping, it's a long way up. Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. So, for their paper titled Wireless Battery-Free Measurement of a Bearing Temperature for High-Performance Powertrains, join me in congratulating Sarah Amendola and Carolina Miozzi from Radio Sense in Italy. Please come to the stage. Your hands are going to be full.
Wow. Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And you can take the photograph if you want. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. And we'll see you next year.
Congratulations. Thank you, Dave. So, slowly we are coming to the end, to the beer which is waiting in the front. Now it's the time for the one last thing moment, right? So in order to do that, I would like to ask Mr. Licher from the backstage to join me and present the one last thing.
I've analyzed the algorithms. This campaign will revolutionize everything.
And we are not going to talk about marketing. We are going to talk about the sales models. So, you all know probably our own famous buy-to-own model. So we don't have, when you buy our equipment, we don't have any hidden cost. Dewesoft X is always included. We have a 7-year warranty and a free software upgrade. What does that mean in reality? It means that a device, a 43, which you might bought many years ago, which came with a Dewesoft 6.0. No, it was a software which was kind of limited, but today you can actually upgrade that to the latest version. It still works, it's still operational, and it costs you, in all those years, €0.
Wow, Jure, that's a really cool marketing pitch. Thank you. But let me ask you, you seem about hype of buying stuff. When you personally need something, do you always buy?
Yes. I learned that from Trbovlje, Albanian families. You collect the money, you give the cash, you pay, you own it, you can smash it to the wall, you can throw it away, you can do whatever you like. Isn't that the best model?
Well, I don't know, maybe for you, but I heard about this thing called the... Let me give you... Mine doesn't work. The capital expense. And to me, this is kind of a mood killer sometimes. And I'm really happy that nowadays you can practically rent everything. I rent my software, I rent my music, my TV, the printer when I need it, not much anymore. So to me, I like the freedom. But tell me, when you go on vacations, right?
Sometimes.
Yes, I know, it's not many times. But when you do you buy a house there?
Absolutely not. I rent the car, I rent the house. You're right. There are many models, or there are many cases where the rental comes really handy.
Yes. And that's why I'm happy to announce Dewesoft Rentals. We are offering a serious relationship just without the capital expense. Nowadays that rentals are getting very popular, there's one issue with them. The majority of them go around like 7 to 10% of the selling price that you pay per month. For that price, they are suitable only for short term. But we wanted to do, something more sustainable, something different. And we found out that by carefully curating our stock, carefully also picking which products to make available for offer, we can go as low as 2% per month for the yearly rentals. And together with this program, we are also launching the new online rental web shop, which will be live tomorrow morning, ready for you to check out, and will be initially only available in the countries of European Union. On that platform, you will be able to choose initially from 2 products. The SIRIUS XHS, the 4 times high voltage, 4 times low voltage module, suitable for power application, and the new SIRIUS X N times Uni, together with DSI adapters practically for any application, right? And all the products that are in the rental shop are fully suited with Dewesoft X enterprise license included. And for this price, per month for a yearly rental, I think it's a good bargain. And rest assured, I want to make one thing clear. By launching this program, we are not trying to replace the traditional way of business. But since we found out that there is a need, we just wanted to make ourselves available in case when you figure out that maybe rental suits you better. Thank you.
So, now we really came to the end. I hope you enjoyed it, and we would like to end this event with something really, really special, with the Dewesoft Orchestra. Dewesoft Orchestra consists only of the headquarter co-workers led by Nataša Pirc, who is also leading the software development, and it was created first on the Measurement Conference 2020. What happened in 2020? Right, Corona. So our measurement conference at that time was not a measurement conference, it was a virtual measurement conference. We didn't give up. So we rented this place, they gave us actually free of charge, and with all the musicians, we were here for weeks, and we were giving content to everybody staying at home to give you the latest information, technologies, knowledge, and so on. And at that time, we wanted to do something special, and we made the Dewesoft Orchestra playing a song. And now, for the first time in history, they are going to play live. And with all the things which were going on in preparation of the measurement conference, you know, these are the guys who are working in development, in software, hardware, in production, in all around the company, but they said, we want to give the audience something special. We want to play, and they practice. We will see how much they practice. We want to give them something to end with. And this is really the power of Dewesoft. And I believe this will also be a power of micro-enterprises. A very wise man once said, that was Rui Mingzhang, a company should not be like an empire. Every empire eventually fails because it depends on one person, on the emperor. A company should be driven, should be operated like a rainforest. The trees are born, they live their lives, and eventually they die. But the rainforest lives forever. And I personally, you know, the last man standing of the founders, right, don't want to be a person like that. In the big spaceship, alone somewhere, old, you know, in the space. I would say that the real future of Dewesoft is in the small, agile teams, micro-enterprises, which are giving you new products and solutions. With that, I would like to thank you for joining the measurement conference. I hope you will enjoy the next 3 days, and I would like to invite the stage the Dewesoft Orchestra and Nataša Pirc.
Ready to go. All systems nominal. Let's go! Go!
Good evening, everyone. So, as you've heard, Dewesoft Orchestra made just of Dewesoft employees, and first time performing live, so I should be terrified, right? I have some secret to share. I stole this stick from the conductor of the real orchestra, and apparently it's magical. If I point it to anyone, they just do whatever I want. I will show you this. It's simple, like this. Oh. Amazing, huh? Can you imagine the power of this, what I could do? I can imagine drums. Yeah, I could put together a government, yeah, that's... You know, but let's not abuse the power, at least not publicly. I can share it later, okay? But let's hear some drums. Oh, I forgot one more thing. If I point it at you, and if you sing, it's not your fault. But first, let's hear some rock and roll guitar.